بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد. During these times, very difficult times that we are experiencing, and it's these are the times of Fitan actually, and as much as you can be happy that people are united and they are supporting the same cause, and they have the same way of seeing things, how things are in the Holy Lands, and as much as one might be happy for something like this, there are so many challenges, there are so many problems that we start facing, and apparently there is always the benefit of seeing and knowing about the hypocrites. People who claim that they are Muslims, but they are actually hypocrites. They are like the hypocrites who lived during the times of the Prophet ﷺ. And I believe I do not like preaching, and I will never be a preacher. And I've always talked to my students about the importance of studying knowledge. I will not repeat these things here on YouTube. On YouTube, I'm just reminding you of the importance of relying on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, making dua, not making mistakes or sins in the name of an honorable and the holy cause, like supporting the true believers there. And I'm watching my words because of what's happening on all these platforms, yeah? And you know what I mean, what's happening here, what's happening there and everywhere. There is probably one platform in which we do not experience this lack or absence of freedom of speech. I wish I could say more. I have a lot of things to say. And what I said to my students, I am actually blaming my students a lot, because they get distracted easily, and I do not want them to get distracted. It's the only the great service the students of knowledge are doing to this ummah cannot be seen as something inferior or something lesser when it's compared with anything else. And this is the clear statement of the Quran, but I'm not going to explain this now. However, I just need to remind people in general that even during these difficult times, we have to remain productive. Not productive in the I'm not this positive person, full half empty, half full, half person. No, and I'm not this person who gives you motivational speech or anything like this. This is nonsense in my opinion. And I see myself, I think I'm better than this in my opinion. I will never do this. I will never be degraded to that extent. However, I just need to remind you that during these times, do not forget about things that, in your opinion, they do not affect what's happening there directly. Something like a dhikr, not a dua, a dhikr. For instance, why? Because in your head, a dua is a tool, and this invalidates the function of a dua as a worship. This is the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. Dua is the worship. Dua is the important part of the worship. 2 narrations from the Prophet ﷺ. You do not do it as a worship anymore. And there is this fiqh of a dua, fiqh from a scholarly perspective, not from the perspective of layman. Yes, most people do not understand it, unfortunately, and this is a problem. Do not use dua as a tool. Start doing a dhikr. Salah al Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Do not watch the news all the time. Try to be productive. Watching the news and knowing about what's happening there could be very helpful if you are in a position that helps directly. Raising awareness on social media is a good thing. Let people do it. The minority of students of knowledge should focus more on other things. You see what I'm saying? The minority of students of knowledge. If you leave your position, we will be exposed. You do not want Islam to be attacked from where you are protecting it. This is the thing. For the rest of the YouTube audience, engage more, share more, go out more, make sure that people hear your voice more. If you are not a student of knowledge, this I have to remind you that we have different roles, we have different positions. Yes? Let's make sure that we are doing our jobs, different jobs, properly. There is another thing. I do not find myself. I've been trying to record videos for YouTube. It's very difficult for me. I actually asked the admins to delete some of the videos that were scheduled, and to keep some of the videos, but to share them later because I've been recording a lot of videos. And I was just trying to record these videos that make people introduce some of our courses to people, and that's it. And I find myself very how do I say it, I do not have the ability, like I do not want to do it. When it comes to teaching al-ilm, I can't teach al-ilm. Teaching is a very specific job, but other activities I find myself very like I'm as if I'm turned off or something. I can't do anything. I have to share with you that I'm probably saddened by how some of the Muslims react to these things. Sometimes more than what's happening there in the Holy Lands. Sometimes I am more saddened by how we react to some topics, to some things. Recklessness, carelessness can never be a good thing. Rushing into conclusions, saying things that you do not mean, can never be a good thing. It's not a good sign. It's a good sign when we talk about laymen, that they are supporting the cause, that they carry this responsibility of the ummah and everything. Yes. But as a scholar or a student of knowledge, make sure you how do I say this, conduct yourself properly. I think this is what I want to say. That you represent your madhab, that you represent al-aqidah, your aqidah, that represents the school of thought, your mashayikh, the madrasa you come from, the mashayikh you follow, that you represent them properly. Yeah, you are just responsible for yourself and you represent yourself. But at the end of the day, no, we are not like separate islands, صح? We are not that modernized in this negative sense. We stick together and we are family. This is the Islamic scholarship. This is the soul of the Islamic scholarship. We are a family. Al-ilmu rahimun bayn ahli, rahim, which means we have like what's much stronger than family relations. I hope you understand this and I hope you listen. I'm not even giving you advice. I'm just sharing with you some thoughts. Sharing with you some important thoughts in my opinion. Some of my students, some of my dear students made me very upset. I can't even talk to them, some of them. Do not be emotional. But try to control it. I can't control emotions. Control your reactions. Reactions can be controlled. No reactions can't be controlled. What you are doing. Your initial reaction can't be controlled. What you do based on this reaction can be controlled. So make sure you are behaving properly. It's really sad that we see some of the mashayikh on social media and they say all sorts of things and they are really angry for the sake of Allah, but in their anger, what do they say? Nonsense sometimes. By the way, things that do not harm the cause there. Yani you can still see them as very good people who support this great and honorable thing. But while doing this, they make a lot of mistakes. And we are scholars, we are not supposed to make a lot of mistakes. Nothing will justify that number of mistakes. Yeah, but because we are now, the anger, the excitement, or whatever the feelings that we have, no justification. We are supposed to be wise. We are not. You can't be like a 40-year-old sheikh and you are acting like a 15, 16-year-old boy. And the 16-year-old boy who is studying al-ilm, there is a chance that this boy is like there is a chance that he has been granted wisdom. Yeah, it's not the original case, but not the common case, but there is a chance. I hope you are watching your behavior properly. I hope you do not think of yourself or anything else as influential. Remember that Allah is the real doer of things. As a student of knowledge, focus on your studies and make sure that people understand the deen, the religion, and make sure that people understand what they are doing, and make sure that you forbid the evil and enjoin the good, if possible. I want to say more on the topic itself, the topic that I have not discussed in this video. I think most of you will understand the reason why I'm not saying anything. And I do not mean reasons like this platform or other platforms, because we can find our way around something like this. But there are different type of reasons. And if I start speaking, I will speak about everything, so I will not refrain from saying anything. And if I do not refrain from saying some things, I think there will be a lot of trouble. And based on weighing the benefits and the harms, I think I will remain silent maybe for a while, until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala permits that we go somewhere else, and let's leave it there and start speaking freely. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ease our affairs, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help our brothers and sisters there. وصلى اللهم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.